by the time we're done, most of these problems could have been resolved. I think what is happening to us is existential, because what happens to PDP will eventually have an impact on Nigeria. The greatest fear any one of us Democrats would have, including your good self, is the danger and the fear of a one-party state. May it not happen to us. So we take our job very seriously, and many of us in the Reconciliation Committee are tested leaders of the party that must have devoted a portion of their life in seeing that this party is built. I don't know. I was just landing when this happened. I'm here to get the details of what happened at Wadata this afternoon, but then nothing justifies it. There must be decency, decorum in the way issues are resolved amongst leaders.
Chief Olafeso,
yeah.
Just for a moment, Look at this. Members of the People's Democratic Party at what's supposed to be the most decorous, the most a safe haven, where you have party and democratic issues being discussed. How would you describe this kind of behavior? If you see a man who wanted to hit a police officer there, how would you describe it?
Shameful.
Are you ashamed to be a member of this kind of institution?
Not at all.
That people are beating themselves up?
This is just a mere occurrence that happened today, and those involved should be the ones to be blamed. I carry so many years of PDP performance and contribution to this nation from 1999. We were not young. What we are losing to the street is the fact that few of the younger generation today don't know what Nigeria was before 1999. Some well-seasoned citizens of this country came together to present to Nigeria a party that will have a national outlook. And that was the birth of PDP. From 1999, when Chief Obasanjo took over for the last 8 years, Nigeria was rebuilding. From massive debt to being a pariah state, this country turned out to be, the best destination in Africa for any form of investment. So why will I be ashamed of those past and then decide my future on the premises of what is happening?
Are these urchins or are they real members of your party?
How will I know? The truth
based
is
on
that
their behavior.
You linked it with two individuals, which we need to find out exactly what transpired. I told you, I was landing where you called me. So the only place I've been to is the Charles station. I'm still going to find out exactly what transpired.
The question is
but then
this supposed to be Chief Olafeso?
It was a build. It was a build up to what.
I know you are saying it looks like an own goal. I mean, can you blame anybody for it other than yourself?
Not at all. Most of our woes are the ones created by ourselves.
So those blaming outsiders or the other political parties for your problem?
They are very unserious. If you're blaming other political parties, blame yourself. When APC was in the trenches against us, how come they did not succumb to us? Look, it was a gala of propaganda against the party. What have we done enough to the point that we'll be fighting each other apart from throwing the punches at APC that has actually created crisis for this country as we witness today?
So your PDP should blame itself for its present
That is my
problem.
That is my personal opinion.
Is Wike your problem in your party?
How can individual? I don't like mentioning. How can
is Atiku your problem?
How can an individual be the problem of a party?
I'm of judgmental too.
No, he's
because people narrow it down to the differences between these two men.
Hell no, it cannot be. I'm a very sincere person, and a lot of people that understand my politics knows fully well that I speak the truth. It's far beyond these individuals. Some people are supporting Atiku, some are supporting Wike. What about the ideological position, the vision of the party that we
Nuisance Lele.
Very dishonest man, by the way. The moment you mention Atiku or with a Wike in any conversation where these guys are, right, they will automatically become twisted tongued or tongue twisted, they'll begin to stammer. No, because they do not want to offend you with a wiki who is in government and possibly has some favors he can share. They do not want to offend the Atiku, who has so much dollars, right, to share as well. Because if you condemn with a wiki, right, and is influencing the party, takes charge and you lose out, you are on the losing side. If you condemn Atiku, right, and Atifu's side have the upper hand, and this is why those who were supposed to be the leaders of their party have not been able to find any solution, because their personal interests always clash with what should have been their party's interest. And that's how they got themselves to this stage. So, to some of you who, I don't know, who somehow thinks that you have a way out of what the APC, Egbekegbe, represents in that contraption called Nigeria, using the people destroying people as your prayer point or contact point. This is just to remind you or show to you, right, that you are never going to be out of the woods with these rogues. There is no end in sight. All right? And like I said, Tifnumbu and his gang, they can't imagine their luck. Now, what they are saying behind the scene right now is that they want to go and start a new political party. That PDP is done for. PDP governors, some of them, they are waiting for second term. And Tifnumbu has guaranteed them that as long as they are ready to allow whatever kind of a rigging to take place in their state by validating it. Some of the PDP governors who are already doing their second term, some of them are kind of lining up, like with a wiki, they are lining up to become ministers after 2027. So the entire thing about coalition, you are now going to be like, who are you going to do coalition with? Which of the oppositions are coming together to form a coalition against Tifnumbu? Which of them? Well, let's leave that. Another trending conversation, another trending topic or discussion, so to say, in the Nigeria's Twitter square or blogosphere is the freezing of aid to the America, freezing aid to the rest of the world. You know that in the last, I just checked that too, in the last 10 years, America has given Nigeria, through the USAID, they've given Nigeria over $6 billion. This money was to go into different kind of NGO programs. So the USAID now have to partner with some NGOs in Nigeria. The most prominent of their grants goes to the people suffering from HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, polio, and then girl child education, sanitary pads for girls, for girl child, sex education for young people. I'm trying to remember some of them, okay? And listen, if you don't go to the USAID platform, you won't really know much of what they are doing. But the prominent is about the HIV/AIDS stuff. over $6 billion. To the point that when Donald Trump announced the freeze, it's 90 days freeze, because they said they want to review all this money, okay, where they go to, with his America First agenda, right? And that has triggered a lot of reactions, most of them stupid reactions, that somehow I felt like, hang on, how can you be from an oil producing country, for example, Nigeria, where you have government, but it is the American money that you are waiting for to fund your health care, serious health care or education in your country, while your criminal politicians are spending hundreds of billions, trillions of naira on frivolities, on themselves. And I started seeing people getting mad. You see, this Donald Trump, why would he do that? Do you know how many people that will die? Do you know how many people that will not be able to pay for their, for their medical this and that? I was like, hang on. You are not mad. You are not angry. Yeah? That you have useless, corrupt criminals as your as your government. You're not really mad. You are not angry that they have no money to budget for your health care, education. And you are angry because the person that is giving you money says, I'm not giving you money again. And suddenly the whole world is about to crash or crumble. Like, where is that? Where is your rage? Where is your anger, your rage? When Tifnumbu used $150 million to buy himself a used private jet called presidential jet. Where is your rage? Your anger? When they used $14 million, $14.5 million in building a house for your vice president, where is your anger? Where is your anger? When they used over 57 billion naira, and we are talking about over $30 million. Sorry, over $40 million in buying themselves vehicles, cars, and what have you. Now, suddenly, you want to explain to us the role of America in the global health here, and not the role of your own government when it comes to your primary, secondary, tertiary health care in your country. Why? I don't know if some of you have noticed, though, the entire social media, I don't know if it is also an agenda from some of them who are the NGOs benefiting from this money. But there is no money America gives to you that is charity. All this money being funneled into all these countries, they come with conditions to the point that they will force the hand of your own government to do whatever they wanted. You want this America money? You must do this. You must do that. If you fail to, then they hold on to their money. The money is not free. All this money have been funneled into Africa to cause a lot of, disruptions, including crisis here and there, right? To push the agenda of America agenda, this CIA agenda in Africa, where our people are being subjected to all kinds of like guinea pig in the in the lab in their lab. This charity, that NGO, this NGO, that, which they have used in funding different anti-African agendas in Africa, in Nigeria. They've used this NGO money to infiltrate some of these countries whereby you get to know that it's not free money. They are not free money. They are not because America is so benevolent. America is so loving. They invest this money in pushing different kind of propaganda, different kind of agenda, and yeah, they make you so dependent, right? You become so dependent on what is America saying. Is America happy about their decision, or they are going to be angry if we reject this proposal? If we say, no, we don't want to do this, what do you call it, this gender, this and that, would they be punishing us for that? Yes. And then people are angry that they said, okay, they want to review where this money goes and how this money are being spent. And suddenly, people are going to die of malaria. People are going to die of HIV, AIDS. And all other things that they have been pushing out there. And I'm like, wait. I am giving you money. And suddenly, right, it has become my responsibility to provide health care. Like, it has now become the responsibility of America to provide health care for Nigerians. It is now their responsibility to provide education. What is the exact responsibility of your government? It's not as if they've cancelled it, but the fact that they have frozen it for the next 3 months, and some people are already losing their shit. So that kind of prompted me to ask, if you are so pressed, if you are so angry right now that Donald Trump is this evil guy, Donald Trump is bad, what about your government? How come you are not as enraged as you are right now at your government? That is what the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, had to say as well. Listen.
The Mtaani program was intended to put money in people's pockets in order for them to be able to sustain themselves during that difficult time. In rural areas, people had their small plots and their ngombes and their mbuzis. But in urban areas, this was very difficult. So therefore, unlike what some people tried to indicate that this was a political agenda, it was socially, totally aimed at ensuring that these Kenyans who, through no fault of their own, were unable to go to their places of work, at least would have an opportunity to earn a living and be able to continue to support their families during that most difficult time. The other big Mtaani program,
partially it was like, if in the rural Nigeria, people have access, they have no access to clean water, and USAID gave money to some NGOs to go and construct boreholes. So that is American taxpayers' dollars providing water. If not for that NGO, this community will never have water. If not because of that NGO, American money, this community will not have a health center. Or if it's not because of this American money, this particular community, they will not have mosquito nets. They are dying of malaria. Then you're like, okay, great. Thank you, okay, for doing all of this with American money. Or is it the responsibility of Africa, of America and American taxpayers to construct boreholes in a village in Borno or in Oye Ekiti